So today we are going to work with the hue orange red. Now orange red is a really beautiful color. It's kind of a mix of orange and red. And so today we are going to work with tints of orange red. So when I say monochromatic, I'm talking about one color. We don't have lots of colors. We have one color, and these are the tints of that one color. So when I say tint, a tint is the hue, the one color mixed with white. So it's lighter colors of that one original color. So we are going to make a beautiful design using a monochromatic color scheme of orange red. Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Today we are going to talk about color theory. Now I'm going to be really honest with you, color theory is hard for me. I have worked with color my entire life, but the rules of color I have not really taken to heart. I don't really have them in my head to know the rules. Now I know what looks good or what looks good to me, and often I know what colors kind of go together, but today I wanted to really dive into color theory. Today we're going to do an arrangement that is a monochromatic color scheme. So monochromatic means one color. And if you think about color theory, you think about the rainbow. The rainbow is Roy G. Biv, or red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Those are the core colors. So all the colors come from those core colors. Today our color scheme is going to be it is orange red. So I picked up our color wheel and I was playing with it and kind of looking at it, Macy and I were, and I went into our cooler and I found some beautiful flowers that I thought we would design with, and we were trying to figure out what our color exactly was. So these are tints of the color orange red. Now a tint and a hue are two, well, a tint, a hue, and a shade. So a hue is the actual color. So red, yellow, orange, green, all those are actual hues. Now a tint is the hue, which I would say red. Red is going to be our base color. A tint is the hue, no, it's the hue watered down with white or mixed in with white. So you can see that we have lots of different tints of red, orange, and it might be orange, red. Orange, red. I told you this is complicated, didn't I? Now when you talk about a shade, it's when the color is mixed with black. And what that's going to do is it's going to darken the color. Orange, a tint red lightens the color, and a shade darkens the color. So that's kind of fun and neat to learn, right? Today we are going to design in one of my antique containers. So you can see the wall behind me, and I love collecting pretty containers, and today we're going to work with one of my Roseville vases. So I actually received this as a gift from my cousin for helping with their child's wedding, and I thought we would design in this. Now this orange red color scheme really complements this beautiful turquoise vase so well, so I thought we would use that today. I'm going to start out with a little bit of greenery. So this is called cocculus greenery. I am going to use my floral knife and I'm going to cut that stem at an angle. Now I like to put a base of foliage at the bottom of my arrangement. I like to kind of make somewhat of a grid. Now this base is really what's going to hold our flowers in place so that they don't get topsy-turvy in the container. So I'm cutting my leaves and I'm tucking those into my vase. Next I'm going to come in with some Israeli ruscus. Israeli ruscus is has an upright growth pattern to it, and so it's kind of chunky and different. I love the different textures of the different types of foliage. Next, I'm going to come in with a base flower, and that is going to be my hydrangea. It would be what I would call a mound flower, or my words won't come, Macy. Mass. Macy, my words will not come. It's a mass flower. Now, this hydrangea did not originally come this color. I knew that we wanted to work in the orange-red color family, and so in order to make my hydrangea work with our monochromatic color scheme, I actually chose some Design Master Just for Flowers tint. So this is a transparent flower dye, and it's called Tiger Lily. So I just painted this flower to fall in our color scheme. Now, don't feel like anytime you're working with a monochromatic color scheme that you cannot tint things to make them work. So we painted this hydrangea. Taking my floral knife, I'm going to cut that stem at an angle, and I am going to tuck my hydrangea right low, down low in this container. It is sitting almost on the edge of the vase. Next, we will come in with our line flower. I have some really pretty peachy colored stock, which also falls right into that family of the orange red. You're going to see that I'm using different tints of the same color. So I'm taking my stock and I am cutting that stem at an angle, and I am tucking that right in. Now, line flowers give us our height and our width of our design, and so you can see how I tucked one of the stems, and I'm bumping these vases behind me, so I'm going to scoot up just a little. One of the stems is my height, giving us our tallest flower, and then our other blooms are giving us our width of our design. All right, so we have our hydrangea and our stock. Next, we're going to come in with some Hypericum berries. So we don't use these very well. We just haven't had them in quite a minute. Hypericum berries you can purchase year-round, and they do come in all the colors of the rainbow. These happen to be kind of that peachy red, orangey red color. I would always call this a peach. Just such a really pretty berry. They come in greens and reds and burgundies and whites, kind of more of an ivory than a white. Now, a Hypericum berry is also called a coffee berry, and it's really fun and pretty to work with because it gives such pretty texture to your design. And these have so many stems. They're just so full and so pretty. Now, I would call this almost a filler. It's a secondary or a filler. It's just giving us a little bit of fullness to our design, a little bit of texture. Next, we will come in with roses. So our next bloom, which would be our focal flower. Our focal flower, anytime you're working with a design or working with an arrangement, your focal flower really is the star of the show. So this is a Kahala rose, and it is the most lovely tint of orange red. It's very peachy, but it does have lots of, it has a lot of depth around the outer part of the rose, and then on the inside it's a little lighter. It's so pretty. Now, I'm taking these roses, I'm pulling off some of the leaves, and I'm pulling off a few of the guard petals, and then I am going to wire the stem. It's always, I find, important to wire roses all the time, but I like to wire a rose just because it gives a little stability to that stem. Just in case it gets dehydrated, that wire just helps to hold that head up high. So I'm going to take my roses, I wired all 3 stems, and I'm going to use my floral knife and I cut off those thorns because those thorns bite, and so I cut them off. I am going to take these roses and I'm going to stair step them down. So I'm going to have a rose up high, a center, a middle, and then a bottom. So it kind of stair steps down. I'm going to start out with my tallest rose first. These Kahala roses are so pretty. Like, I don't know if I have ever worked with this variety, but it is absolutely lovely. Now, whoop! It just burst. I gotta get another one. It was broken.
Oh my gosh.
Let's try that again. Now, I got these roses from a company called busy, and that's where I get 95% of all of our flowers. They come farm direct, and they're absolutely lovely. We very, very seldom have any issues whatsoever with the quality. So I'm taking my second bloom, and you can see I'm just gonna stair step them down in my design, and then my third bloom is going to go toward the bottom, down near that hydrangea. Oh, they're so pretty, and they have such a beautiful fragrance. All right, so there's our roses. The last blooms that I'm going to add to our arrangement is anemones. Now, these anemones I thought were a perfect match to the tints of the orange red. Look at these flowers. They are so pretty. Now, I will say the only thing that I don't love about an anemone is it's not a long-lasting bloom. Now, it's a showstopper. It's beautiful, but it doesn't last a really long time. It does have the neatest blue center, and so you'll find it's almost a navy blue. Like, I don't know if in nature you're ever really going to find this navy blue of the center of an anemone anywhere else, but it is so pretty and such a fun added flower. Now, actually, I have got two different varieties of anemones in my hand. You can see the top two have the dark center, and the bottom bloom has kind of a brown center. I think the bottom bloom is a little more red in its color, and the top blooms are a little more peachy pink. But we're going to add them all three anyway because I want to. So you can see how the bottom bloom is the largest, and then this one's in the middle, and then this is the smallest. So when you have three blooms, you always want to put the largest bloom at the bottom and the smallest bloom at the top when you're designing. You never want the largest bloom at the top of the design because visually the visual weight kind of is weird. It's just odd. So you always want your visual weight, you always want the largest bloom at the bottom. So we're going to start out with our bottom bloom. So often when we order our anemones, we get them in a mixed box. So that's why you see two different varieties in these anemones. It's because our box of anemones comes mixed. So it has different colors and different shapes. My middle-sized bloom is going to tuck in. You have to be careful too because the blooms of anemones, their stems are a little tender, so they will break. So you always kind of have to be a little careful with the stems. And then here's our smallest bloom. It's going to go up higher. All right, so there are our flowers. Next, we are going to come in to finish off our design. We're going to add some more greenery. And so some of the greenery that we're going to add, this is going to give us our movement. It's going to give us texture and movement to our design, and I think that's always important. It really elevates your arrangement when you put extra greenery that gives that movement and that fun, I don't know, texture to your design. So I have silver dollar eucalyptus and I have lily grass. Now, grasses are very wispy. There are different types of grasses that you can use. This happens to be lily grass, and lily grass is a wider blade than, say, bear grass. lily grass won't cut you. So that's always really nice because bare grass will cut if you run your fingers down it. I'm going to start out though, I think, with our eucalyptus. So I'm going to, this is again silver dollar eucalyptus. So I'm going to take it and break it into smaller pieces. I like to come around the edge with that greenery so that it kind of drapes down. I don't like to leave your flowers like an ice cream scoop on top. I like to always give us a little bit of whimsy with that greenery, and it kind of softens the edge of that vase. It's not like an ice cream. All I can ever think is that it's a scoop of ice cream sitting on top without that greenery. So anyway, it just gives us a little more whimsy, a little more movement in the design, and I think really, in my opinion, it elevates that flower arrangement. All right, so there is our eucalyptus added in, and then to finish we're going to add that pretty grass, and again that's just a lily grass. And I'm just going to tuck it over here off to the side, and you're going to see how pretty it gives that movement in that design. So if the wind blows, you've got that grass kind of moves. All right, and there is our finished monochromatic design. Again, this color and the tints of color are in the orange-red family. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions about how we do things here at Flowers by the Bunch, you can always ask. We would love to answer your questions. Do me a great big favor. Be sure to like this video. Tell me if you learned anything from this video. I'm going to be honest, I learned a lot. But I would love to know what you learned from this video. Do me a great big favor. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. If you'll hit that bell, it'll give you notifications for when we have a brand new video. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.